I don't know. Like, yes, everyone's upset. Everyone's frustrated.
That was Saquon Barkley after Sunday's 34-27 loss to the Jets, expressing his frustration with the Giants' season thus far. Saquon had only 1 yard on 13 carries, had an MRI after the game, and his coach, Pat Shurmur, said Monday Barkley is fine. Here's Shurmur.
We saw Saquon went for an MRI. What can you share about where he's at with his injury?
Yeah, he was in today. He's feeling much better. He's fine.
Have you guys even talked about considered shutting him down for the season, or is that not even a consideration?
Absolutely not.
Marcus Spears still here with us. Max, tell me this. How do you currently feel about the state of the Giants?
Well, there's one bright spot right now.
Okay.
At least they're not the Knicks. Like, that's how I feel about the state of the Giants. The good is this. They identified a quarterback who I believe is the real deal. And that's really the whole shooting match in the long run. And they have a generational talent in Saquon Barkley. I believe that is the best running back prospect who ever lived. Because you have to take a 233-pound guy who carries himself like a franchise quarterback, whose teammates love him, press loves him, everything, says all the right things, works hard. 233 pounds, but he moves almost like Barry Sanders, and he can catch passes. Yeah, you have that guy on your team, and you're about to waste his prime and maybe short-circuit his career before it ever really gets going. I have a problem. 13 carries, 1 yard. There is only one explanation for that. Injury. He is not right. I don't care what the game plan is. I don't care what the offensive line is like. I don't care if he's distracted. I don't care what planet you're playing on. If you hand the ball to Saquon Barkley in any era, on any team, at any level, he will never get you 1 yard unless he's hurt. And after the game, Pat Shurmur's talking about, no, of course we're not going to sit him down. Are they insane? You have a talent like this. As a Giants fan, even before the Giants are good, like, you draft Lawrence Taylor, but you're still not good. But that man was worth the price of admission. That's how I feel about Saquon as a Giants fan. Worth the price of admission. But wait. Not on a 2-8 team. Not right now. You know what it reminds me of, Stephen A? The Golden State Warriors. And even KD is still repeating this. Oh, no, it's not the Achilles. But everyone and their mother knows it's the Achilles. That's what an Achilles looks like. No, it's the calf. It's not the Achilles. And I'm on TV going, don't play KD. It's not that you risk his money. Remember, Stephen A., you were talking about, well, his money will stay the same. I'm saying you're risking the rest of his prime because there's a good chance his Achilles goes now. And it's exactly what happened, and they're still making, that was just coincidence. I'm telling you right now that there is real danger here for Saquon Barkley if they continue to play him. Shut him down. Do it yesterday.
Max Kellerman, and this is for you too, Molly. This is not that complicated. First of all, Max, you just lied to the American people. The Giants are the Knicks. The only difference is the Knicks ruin your feelings and your emotions and your spirit for 82 games. The Giants, because of the sport they play, only at 16 per game. I'm not talking about historical.
Cold as ice, Stephen A.
I'm talking about right now. And the reason why I bring up the comparisons, Max Kellerman, is that you had Odell Beckham Jr. He's gone. Why? The culture. You had an opportunity, the Ernie Accorsies of the world and people like that once were hovering over this franchise. You've given us Pat Shurmur. Why is he there? Because of his relationship with Dave Gettleman. No winning record. New York City, the Mecca, the media capital of the world. Gotham City. You have two franchises in this city that represent New York City. And the New York Giants brought in a dude that had a 10-23 record as a head coach. Who the hell was going to buy that? I mean, think about that for a second. This is Gotham City. You got to remember, here, and for the public, Marcus, stay with me with this. Because in New York City, here's the point, and Max knows this, he doesn't bring it up much. You have to, as a coach, you have to speak to the media throughout the week, and particularly on game days. Essentially, by virtue of that level of communication and dialogue, that makes you the face of the franchise because you're the preeminent face per se. it elevates exponentially in Gotham City. Because whereas one team might have a few reporters, you got tens of people in your face every day from radio, television, newspapers, etc. Every word you spew represents the organization. The level of credibility coming from you is what? Who gives a damn what Pat Shermer has to say? All you're looking for is the headline to find an excuse to excoriate him because you never wanted him there to begin with because you knew he shouldn't have been the face of your franchise. This is what's going on. So when you talk about a Saquon Barkley, we're looking at a stud. You're talking about running backs whose careers are over or considered on the decline by the age of 30. So right now, arguably is the best years of his career. You're wasting it on a coach that should have never had the job. You got a rookie quarterback that you were smart enough to get up in there, but it was after ownership wanted to hold on to Eli Manning, literally going on the record to say, we hope that we never see Daniel Jones at all, because that would mean that Eli Manning is doing well. Meanwhile, former GMs and head coaches who had been wanted to sit Eli Manning down, you fired them. You got a guy like Tom Coughlin, not his greatest year in Jacksonville, but a couple of years ago, he did have a good year. You let him be the scapegoat. Everywhere you turn, the New York Giants have been a mess. And they have no representative. Think about this right now. We're on here talking. And prior to this segment starting, who did we hear from? Saquon Barkley. He's a puppy in the NFL. He's a kid who can really, really play. And he has to speak on behalf of the organization because the one senior citizen, which was Eli Manning, you no longer care to hear from. And there's no one else qualified to generate any interest from the public. You can't even go the route of the head coach because the head coach is somebody everybody knows shouldn't be in that position. A Super Bowl championship organization, once considered one of the gold standards, has regressed to such proportions that all you care about hearing from them is what headline are they going to create for us next? Because you don't expect productivity any longer. That is the New York Giants.
They lost the
They got to
toilet
get
bowl.
rid of Pat Shermer. Plain and simple. They got to get rid of Pat Shermer. The only thing you can say positive about the New York Giants is that as desperate as they need to get rid of Pat Shermer, it is nothing compared to how quick the New York Jets need to get rid of Adam Gase.
Right. By the way,
that's about it.
That's why the Giants-Jets were called the Toilet Bowl, and the Giants actually lost it. That was a neat trick.
Listen, now, here is what's fascinating about this conversation because both of you guys make great points. And I almost liken it to what the Dallas Cowboys are. Now follow me because I'm going to have to explain this. The Cowboys went through a phase there where they were trying to figure out who they were identity-wise. And then they took a running back that everybody said you don't pick a running back that high in the draft because you can find them in later rounds. And then Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones did something fascinating. They drafted a center, they drafted a guard, and they locked up a stalwart left tackle in Tyron Smith. And they said, you know how we're going to win games? We're going to win from our offensive line, from our running back, and now we just happen to stumble upon a quarterback that can play this game at a very high level and actually give us a chance to win. And there's one thing holding them back, the coach. And now you go to the Giants, who are in the infancy stages of the same exact thing. Don't take a running back this high. They should have drafted Sam Darnold. Well, Saquon Barkley turns out to be one of the most exciting players to ever play in this league. So this is my charge to Gettleman. Number one, you better find a coach, to your point, Stephen A., that can capture this New York market and get these fans excited about going to see football being played by the New York Giants. The second thing is you have to tell everybody that I am going to build this franchise around Saquon Barkley because he is the single most important player on our team. And I know you just drafted Daniel Jones high in the draft. The third thing the Giants need to do, the Giants need to identify that their golden years were built on the other side of the football. And a lot of people talk about Eli Manning, and Eli Manning was great. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He did a tremendous job. But the thing that they don't seem to talk about is Justin Tuck and Michael Strahan and guys up front killing people. O.C. Umenyiora. I was in the league during that time. So here's the deal for me. It's not just about the Giants needing a new coach. It's about the Giants getting away from this perception of the culture and going back to finding football players that win games.
2 wins on the season.
Listen.
Coming up next, which one of these superstars, sorry, Stephen A., we got to get in a commercial break, is the most electrifying player in the NFL today? Is it Action Jackson or Showtime Mahomes? We'll debate that.
Introducing Wendy's 2